going on, Jerome's? So the Minnesota Vikings interior offensive line has been an issue over the last couple of seasons, right? The quick interior pressure on slinging Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, etc., as well as there's been a pattern in the Vikings' inability to run the ball with any consistency, going back to Dalvin in 2022, going back to Madison in 2023, this season with Aaron Jones in spurts in 2024. Now, it's very easy to blame the running back for the run game struggles, but we all know what it is. It is the Vikings' interior offensive line, and it has certainly been an issue, right? And even though Bradbury has gotten paid, even though Blake Brandel's brought in an extension, and Ed Ingram was a second-round pick, and Dalton Reisner was re-signed and brought back now as a 2-year starter, we know. I think we know what's up. And the Vikings have great tackles, and Darrisaw once he gets back, and Brian O'Neill, Camp Robinson's been pretty damn solid too, but it's time to finally make a sea change on the interior. Like Bradbury, the Grim Reacher, was brought in to be the Minnesota movement man, and he's undersized, needed to add to that anchor. And the guard spots, whether it's Brandel, Ingram, Reisner, I don't think that there's a perfect solution there. So maybe it is indeed time to blow it up. And frankly, what the Vikings did in the linebacking core and free agency, maybe the Vikings should do that with the interior offensive line, a combination of free agency and the draft. Long story longer, our guy Alec Lewis of The Athletic did up a fantastic piece, talk about the Vikings' middling run game makes it abundantly clear they need help on the interior offensive line. Blow it up. Blow it up. And then he makes a case that over the last 3 years, it has not been good. I mean, last 3 years they've been hovering just north of 4 yards a carry. Come on. The Vikings streamlined the run concepts, leaning even further into vertical runs involving double teams. They emphasize ball security and have talked ad nauseum about play style, which is coach speak for the importance of heightened physicality. Sunday, the Vikings made another move affecting this unit, benching right guard Ed Ingram and replacing him with Reisner. There has been so much tinkering, such a constant focus on one specific facet of the offense, and yet the results have hardly changed. The table below compares the Vikings rushing attacks in the last 3 seasons since Kevin O'Connell became head coach in 2022. Now, we've talked about it too, where the Vikings at the tail end of the Zimmer regime with the Kubiai, it was really a stress on the outside zone, the smaller athletic offensive linemen. And we said, the Vikings have gone more man gap and they've stressed physicality, but the song remains the same. And mainly because the personnel has remained the same. And I think that it's finally time that, hey, whatever scheme, whatever things, whatever blah, 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 get interior offensive linemen who will not be moved. All right, that's what it comes down to, man. Also, and notably, the Vikings' interior offensive lineman who costs more than average for a starter is Bradbury. Now, the Ingram is a bench. They also don't have a starting interior offensive lineman on his rookie contract. The Lions played Ragnow, Eagles, Landon Dickerson, who I wanted really bad, coming out of Alabama, man. They also drafted Tyler Linderbaum. Hey, frickin' Ravens, the other purple team, hey, they finally get a undersized center to succeed. Cool. The Bills scooped up undrafted free agent Alec Anderson, and he's ascended to a high-level starter at right guard. Those are the league's front four most efficient running teams. Also helps that they have rushing quarterbacks, but spending premium resources on interior O-line positions can be useful too. The Vikings will have plenty of needs this offseason, especially on defense, but they are also likely to have a rookie quarterback who would benefit from reliable pass protection and advantageous downs and distances. If this isn't the time to spend salary cap dollars on interior offensive line, when is? So there certainly can be a combination. The Vikings, they need interior defensive line help. They need cornerback help, but spend Z monies. Spend Z monies on interior offensive line. Now, free agency is far away, and you don't know which players are going to be re-signed. The guys are in the contract years, or players are going to be cut. So the pool is greatly going to shift. But if I had one guy that I would just put all the money on the table for, it would be Chiefs right guard Trey Smith. He's been a dog ever since he entered the league, and a 6th-round pick from Tennessee. He fell in the draft because of some concerns with some clots, but it didn't slow him down in Tennessee, and certainly is good to go with the Chiefs. He would be glorious. A little bit older, but Ryan Kelly from the Colts, former Alabama Crimson Tide center, would be fantastic. Will Freeze has really risen up along that same offensive line. So there will be players out there that the Vikings should and could throw a lot of dollars at. And, of course, you have the draft and also the Texas, Alabama, Georgia interior offensive lines. They're really damn good. They're really damn good. I am in love. Hell, if we can find a way, yeah, you only got one first-round pick, but Kwesi can certainly maneuver in the draft. You can find a way to double team up some of these teammates, like get a Jake Majors from Texas as well as DJ Campbell. Woo! That'd be sexy times. Or Tate Ratledge from Georgia with Jared Wilson, the center for the Bulldogs, or Brailsford of the Crimson Tide, as well as Tyler Booker. Let's go. Let's go. So there will be plenty of opportunity to add meats to this thing. So it's like you going into Jimmy John's, ask for double the meat, triple the meat, quadruple the meat. We need to have the meats. That's it, man. But either way, I feel like, what's the definition of insanity? Yeah. Bradbury seems like a good dude, good leader, good calling out protections, but it's time. Like, they have to make a change up front, and the only guys who should be guaranteed jobs next year is Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw, and that's really it. I mean, sure, you can see what Juergens got. I liked him coming out of Wake Forest. You can see what Walter Rouse has. There's been talk about him kicking inside as well. Whatever. At this point, just get 5 horses up front that will protect J.J. McCarthy and be able to run the ball, and we indeed have to get back to having the meats. Like, I miss the days of McDaniel, Jeff Christie, David Dixon, just having horses up front, houses as well. Just let's run over people. It's a copycat league, and you look at what the Lions have done, investing in their interior offensive line, bashing team skulls in with the run game, protecting Jared Goff, allowing him to operate at will. Let's do that with J.J. McCarthy. Let's do that with the Vikings run game. Let's go from there, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings need to blow up the interior offensive line, start from scratch next year, essentially. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You know what to do. Skol, production value.